sent somebody through somebody else to try to get in contact with me, telling me enough is enough.
So literally just leaving the federal courthouse, lots happened today. The big thing is there is still no jury.
There's been another delay in the trial of Sean Diddy Combs. Jury selection, which was supposed to wrap up, has now been postponed until Monday. But the courtroom drama, that's still very much alive. One of the most talked about developments is that Diddy allegedly tried to contact people tied to the case. According to an audio recording, someone reached out to Diddy's former bodyguard on his behalf, saying, "Enough is enough." But the bodyguard wasn't having it, he said. Diddy never said enough when others were hurting, so why now?
And you read about Diddy's phone being tapped because news came out that his former bandmate from Dirty Money, she called the other group member Dunn 58 times trying to get her to stop the lawsuit against Diddy.
She ain't the only one he was trying to get in contact with. You understand? He sent somebody through somebody else to try to get in contact with me, telling me enough is enough. Oh, okay. You tell Big Mama that enough is enough. You can't tell Wolf Mama enough is enough. You tell D Ferg Mama enough is enough. You understand? You tell all those people who supported you and they survivors, enough is enough.
And the situation is getting more complicated. One key witness known as victim number 3 has vanished. She was supposed to testify, but now prosecutors say they can't find her.
The name of victim number 3 was going to be revealed when she took the stand, but the woman has apparently gone missing, and prosecutors say they've been unable to reach her.
People just get nervous, and this person could just be nervous and just has had second thoughts.
If the prosecutor can't find this witness, how might it affect the case?
Look, I don't think it's going to have a tremendous effect. The prosecution is going to call a number of alleged victims.
No one knows if she got cold feet or if something more serious is going on. Either way, her absence is a blow to the prosecution. Even though they still plan to call other victims, jurors are getting nervous too. One actually asked to step down, citing concerns about personal safety. That's not normal. Something about this case has people scared to speak up. Reports are also surfacing that Diddy has been trying to influence witnesses from behind bars. Phone records from the Metropolitan Detention Center show that he attempted to contact one of the victims nearly 200 times. Not directly, though he reached out to family members, who then tried to involve the victims, making it harder to trace the calls back to him.
I mean, on the surface, if the prosecutor's claims are true, this seems like pretty much textbook witness tampering, right? I mean, it appears to be an effort to either, in some cases, intimidate witnesses from testifying against him, or there have been other reports of sort of inducing people to make statements in his defense. I mean, witness tampering is bad. The things that Sean Combs is accused of are terrible. He pleads his innocence. The justice system will presumably work its way through.
I also saw a story in the New York Post, this is from a week ago, about Diddy stuff that I wanted to read the headline of. Woman claims she saw minors dressed as Harajuku Barbies at Sean Diddy Combs' freak-off parties, what he was describing there to Conan so many years ago. Said these were sex-fueled parties with what she initially thought were little people dressed as Japanese Barbies. And she said, this is her talking to TMZ, are those midgets? And she actually thinks they were kids dressed up in sexy.
Oh, great.
So again, that's just from someone who provided this information to TMZ for a documentary, but pretty disgusting.
It is.
And it doesn't stop there. Cassie, who's expected to testify this week, may even need witness protection due to the pressure she's facing. Gene also dropped another bombshell. He claims that Diddy's infamous parties weren't just wild, they were dangerous. According to him, drinks were being spiked at some of these events. And now, with all this coming to light, the allegations of witness tampering and intimidation are only getting louder. The jury isn't even finalized yet. And already, this trial is raising serious concerns about power, fear, and control. Tomorrow's opening arguments might kick things off officially, but the real story has already begun. Gene Deal remembers one New Year's Eve that still haunts him. His girlfriend and her friend had a couple glasses of champagne at one of Diddy's parties. Hours later, Gene found both women passed out in the car, terrified, confused, and shaken. They said, "We drank the champagne and then we just passed out," Gene recalls. That moment hit him hard. He knew something wasn't right. He warned Diddy that night, "If we don't fix this, people are gonna die." And according to Gene, they did. 9 people? Gone. Gene's not just another voice in the crowd, he's one of the few insiders who can speak out because unlike almost everyone else, he never signed an NDA. While others were silenced with contracts and fear, Gene kept his voice. But most people at Diddy's infamous FreakOff parties, they weren't so lucky. Artists, employees, even guests, many were forced to sign non-disclosure agreements. Some even gave up their publishing rights just to keep quiet. And now, as the trial unfolds, the list of people somehow connected is staggering. Over 100 names were shown to potential jurors. Some of them, massive Hollywood figures. Michael B. Jordan, Mike Myers, Kanye West. None of them are being sued. None are officially involved. But their names showing up in the jury selection process has people asking, why? What do they know? What did they see? Cassie's name is there too. Her civil lawsuit against Diddy was quietly settled just a day after she filed it, but she's still expected to testify. And it seems her story is just one piece of something much bigger. This case could blow the lid off Hollywood's deepest secrets. And it's starting to feel like Diddy won't be the only one under fire. In fact, it's already happening. Courtroom whispers are spreading. Famous names being mentioned left and right. At one point, a potential juror mentioned going to high school with Robert Downey. And even though Robert Downey Jr. has nothing to do with the case, the courtroom buzzed with speculation. Then came Mike Myers. His name also popped up on the jury question list. No allegations, no charges, just mystery. Why were these names even on the list? As the media swarms these unexpected links, some of Diddy's old connections are distancing themselves fast. One of them, Bishop T.D. Jakes, the high-profile Dallas pastor who once advised presidents. He suddenly stepped down just days after rumors surfaced that Diddy might be cooperating with federal prosecutors. Coincidence? A lot of people don't think so. The truth is, this trial isn't just about what Diddy allegedly did. It's about who else might have known, watched, or played along. And now that Diddy's reportedly been offered a plea deal, the dominoes are starting to fall. And then came the shocker no one saw coming. New York City's own mayor, Eric Adams, indicted by a federal grand jury.
Breaking news tonight, for the first time in the history of New York City, a sitting mayor has been indicted for crimes. ABC News reporting that Mayor Eric Adams has been indicted by a federal grand jury. We do not know yet the exact charges. Federal authorities have been investigating Adams and members of his staff, issuing subpoenas for documents and cell phones. Several members of administration have resigned, some of them also friends of Mayor Adams. Again, Eric Adams, the 110th mayor of New York, has been indicted by a federal grand jury. We'll have the latest online and tonight on Eyewitness News at 11.
The whole thing's unraveling at lightning speed. Meanwhile, back in the courtroom, things are spiraling. Witnesses are panicking. Some fear for their lives. Jurors are dropping out. And the trial? Delayed again. Why? Because the jury pool is too terrified to move forward.
Actually just leaving the federal courthouse. Lots happened today. The big thing is there is still no jury. They're so concerned about jurors backing out over the weekend once they find out that they're actually on the jury, that they're going to bring 43 of them back on Monday morning. They're going to strike them and then go right into opening statements. Part of that is because they received an email overnight that one juror backed out. She was like, this is just too much. I can't do it. Too much pressure. They had to strike another juror who did not give accurate information. He's engaged in a lawsuit with the city of New York and forgot to mention that. I have been in court every day this week. I've been in court every day since this whole case started, and I will be here every day in the courtroom all next week.
This isn't typical celebrity scandal. It's turning into something far bigger and darker. Once the jury selection resumes, and if everything stays on schedule, opening arguments will begin the same day. One of the first witnesses, Cassie Ventura, the same woman seen on hotel surveillance being assaulted by Diddy at the Intercontinental, and LA prosecutors say she was drugged, abused, and forced into disturbing freak-off parties, and things only get darker. Leaked prison recordings reveal Diddy made hundreds of phone calls using accounts from 8 different inmates, trying to contact his accusers. He's not the only one accused of interference. Jay-Z, named in a related lawsuit, allegedly offered one victim $10,000 to walk away, and she did. Why are people backing out? One reason, fear. Prosecutors claim Diddy's been using everything from shady telecom tactics to Instagram posts to influence the jury. They even tracked one witness who publicly defended him right after getting paid.
New accusations tonight of attempting to pay off witnesses in his case even while behind bars in Brooklyn. Prosecutors filed papers overnight saying a jail sweep uncovered evidence. Combs recently paid off an unnamed witness who had posted a statement to Instagram in what prosecutors say was an effort to try and taint the potential jury pool. The filing also accuses Combs of using phone accounts for at least 8 other inmates. Combs' legal team continues to ask the judge to give him a bail option, but prosecutors are again arguing bail should be denied.
Now, his legal strategy is shifting. Instead of denying everything, they're reframing the narrative. They admit to violence, but say it was mutual and part of a toxic relationship. They plan to show 2 phone recordings and a revised version of the CNN hotel footage, claiming the original was edited. A forensic video expert is set to testify on Diddy's behalf. But prosecutors call this all smoke and mirrors. And now, with one of Diddy's top lawyers, Anthony Rico, suddenly quitting and saying only that he can't effectively serve, even his own team seems to be unraveling. Behind the scenes, it looks like the defense is cracking. And then came the real blow. Diddy was dropped by his longtime law firm, Grubman Shire, Meiseles & Sachs LLP, after Lady Gaga reportedly issued an ultimatum, either drop him or she walks. The powerhouse firm, known for representing stars like The Weeknd, Madonna, Chris Brown, Bruce Springsteen, and Usher, had stood by Diddy for over 20 years. But Gaga's pressure proved decisive. Just like that, Diddy lost one of his most powerful legal weapons. Another door slammed shut. Another sign that the walls are closing in. Things are rapidly unraveling for Diddy. His legal team is now targeting the search warrants used to raid his LA and Miami homes, calling them unconstitutional and based on a grossly distorted picture of reality.
Remember, federal agents from Homeland Security investigations were hardly shy when they raided Sean Combs' opulent homes in Los Angeles and Miami, guns drawn. The jailed music mogul now argues those searches and other searches of his iCloud accounts, electronic devices, and New York City hotel room following his arrest were unconstitutional. His lawyers argue evidence obtained through those searches must be suppressed. Diddy's lawyers say the government presented a grossly distorted picture of reality when applying for the search warrants, omitting certain facts and including salacious details from an unnamed producer that were never credible.
Behind the scenes, Diddy is accused of trying to wipe devices, delete cloud data, and scrub hotel footage. His team is challenging the legality of digital evidence gathered from iCloud and hotel rooms. Prosecutors, however, say they have solid proof such as recordings, jail calls, NDAs, and payments to silence victims, with key lawyer Anthony Rico resigning. Under ethical concerns, Diddy's defense is faltering and the pressure is mounting fast. Inside the courtroom, prosecutors made a bold accusation. Cassie Ventura wasn't complicit. She was a victim. They allege Diddy drugged, manipulated, and abused her during so-called freak-offs.
The defense is also arguing here his ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, was a willing participant in drug-fueled sex performances called freak-offs, not coerced as prosecutors allege.
Diddy's legal support is crumbling. His longtime law firm is out. Celebrity allies quietly stepping back. And now, federal agents have tracked over 200 phone calls Diddy made from jail using 8 inmates' accounts to contact and intimidate victims. Homeland Security traced everything. What started as a scandal is now a federal crisis, and Diddy is at the center. Prosecutors say Diddy tried to buy silence. One witness who publicly defended him on Instagram, according to the government, that wasn't just support, it was part of a bigger plan. They say Diddy orchestrated the whole thing, funding the post behind the scenes in a blatant attempt to tamper with a witness. And inside the courtroom, the pressure's building. Through it all, Diddy continues to claim innocence, says it was all consensual, says the media and the system are out to get him. A witch hunt. But it's not just Cassie anymore. There's a growing line of people, some with eerily similar stories ready to speak. And in federal court, NDAs don't matter. Outside, the scene is chaos. Supporters wave signs, protesters shout, reporters scramble for scraps of information. And inside, Diddy sits quietly. He's visibly older now, nervous, out of control. At one point, he leans toward the judge and says, "I need to use the restroom. I'm feeling nervous." This is the same man who once ruled the charts, the clubs, the culture, and now he's just another defendant waiting for a jury to decide what's next. This isn't just a scandal, it's a collapse. And it's not over yet. Because the real question now isn't just what happens to Diddy, it's who else goes down with him. In this story, no one is safe.